that affects their first quarter performances and for the rest of the game.
Harriet's gone back to Tara in the goal square.
Start of the first term preliminary final. Bell Post Hill and Thomson. Winner into the grand final for season 2009 against East Geelong. Anderton and Venner in the middle. Venner gets it down through the middle. Lennon knocks it free. Mahara's got the handball away to nobody in particular. Back towards their half-forward flank. Coming in Riley. Puts some pressure on. Gergich off the ground. Back towards the middle. Sean Lewis is there. He leaves it behind. Oh, that was a back kick by back heel by Daniel Jones. Goes to it's Anderton. Goes up. McLeod comes out. Can't take the mark. McNamara's got the job on him this afternoon. Mitchell tries to get it back towards McLeod. McNamara coming at it as well. Riley comes in. Sets the tackle up. Handball backwards. They've got the numbers. Bell Post still out the front of the pack now. Handball to Robbie May. Back to Gergich at defensive 50. Goes to the middle. It's okay. Venner takes the mark just inside the centre square. Gives it back to Gergich. By hand. Goes to the right foot kick out towards Kavka. Hits him on the boot and then it falls up quickly towards Pisano. Goes towards a vacant centre half forward position coming out. Harriet runs into his own man Denneman. Falls free to Alice. He goes back towards the goal square. Vaughan in the front and centre is Fursland. Did well Vaughan to get a hand to it and punch it away from Fursland. They've got fight for it. And tapped it back in. Hodgson's there against a couple for the Panthers. Still there. Tar, left foot kick back towards the 10-metre square. Coming in. No mark taken. Costello. Alice roves and has got it away to Jamie Pyle. And Jamie Pyle's put the first on the board this afternoon for Bell Post Hill. They fought hard. The forwards there for the Panthers. Put a scoreboard.
There's just a bit on at the moment. I don't know whether the umpire's telling him to cut it out or whether he's... No, it's all right. I thought they might give him one of those after-goal free kicks there, but ideal stuff for Bell Post Hill there is that they look switched on and they've come out firing, and Thomson were competitive, as we all expected.
So the ball back in the middle, Werner up against Anderton. The ball comes down, it's picked up there by Lewis, and that's Sean, kicks it towards half forward. Alice again, picked up a clean ball before, has got another one. Werner, the running player, coming past, feeds the ball out wide. Fantella off the wing, can't pick the ball up, now he does. Handball's over the top, goes to O'Neill, he can't get clean hands on it. The ball's come out wide. Werner again, pushing forward. The handball, I think he went looking for Werner, he wasn't looking at him. Now he dives to the ball, players on hands and knees. Pisano emerges from the pack, kicks in towards full forward again. Tar going back, slipping in front is Pyle, and Jamie Pyle is going to go back and have his second game, or 2 minutes anyway. So Jamie Pyle, he kicked 4 I think last time against Mark.
That's what I was just about to bring up, is that hopefully Thomson thought about him during the week, because last time they played he was an absolute handful for the Thomson defence to man up on, and they certainly can't afford to let him run right like he did last time, because it almost won them the game.
So Jamie Pyle from no further out than 10. Robbie May coming off the blood rule. Gets out directly in front. So Jamie Pyle, as we said, this is his second scoring shot at goal. He comes in, not a great distance to compare with. The wind has died right away, and he puts it straight back over the umpire's head. So if Bell Post Hill were looking for a start, they've got one.
They've
gone to 2 goals straight.
It stepped his authority in the game, being a massive, and we knew he'd make plenty of difference today. So Anderton's going to have to get into the game with this hit out.
Back to the middle. And they've got it down, but rode by Sean Lewis again. Tried to get the handball free, then he tries to get the kick away. Dropped it, said the umpire. Thomson to take the free kick in the middle. And the hand and ball come back to Christian Highland. So he goes towards centre half forward, looking for Wallace. Martin over the head. Martin got a tap to it. Comes to the front of the pack. McLeod got around a couple. Handballed it back towards Scott. He chips it over the top, looking for Mitchell. Goes outside 50. Handballs it back towards the middle. Martin though stands his ground for Bell Post Hill. He handballs it further field back to Lima. Got a bit of time to set something up. Just chips the ball over the top. But Wallace, good defensive play, came from the side there against Fantella, and was able to see it over the boundary line.
Target, hands up.
Everyone saw him. He did see him, he just didn't utilise it.
Ruck contest, Venner at the front, gets it down to the side. Jenkins is there at 50, can't pick it up though effectively, and Thomson do. They get it back towards McLeod against McNamara, got a hand to it. Roved by Cousin Todd, he's in the forward pocket. He tried to handball it away to Riley, chopped off by Bott. Gets it away by a hand to Fantella, close to the boundary line. Gergich goes long outside 50, getting back Highland, coming the other way. Good mark, Pisano, and took the mark at half back on the outer side for the Panthers. Just chips the ball over the top to Venner. The big man has made an impression already, taken the mark between half back and centre wing. Still on the outer side, he chips the ball over the top. Kavka takes the mark on true centre wing. Thought about coming back inboard to Venner, but just holds the footy up. Now he's got Lima coming across for him laterally, but he just still holds it up. So he's called to play on now. So he gives it back by hand to Sean Lewis. Now Lewis, still from centre wing, goes towards half forward, looking for Venner, but they've turned it over and they run Thomson, run the other way, and they go from Costello to centre half forward. Noel Riley used the body nicely and played on, but then dropped the footy, and she'll get a free kick against him to Jenkins. And Bell Post still doing well across half-back. They'll get the free kick. Dale Jenkins will take it. He's got Lima laterally. He goes this occasion. Come the attacking side of the ground. He's at defensive 50. He's got Farris short. Terrible kick, though. Sets him up. Mitchell, can he get around him? He handballs it back to Lima, who followed it up. Now he goes from half-back to half-forward. Good kick, too, is it? No, Hodgson chops it off in front of Fursland. He'll be able to turn the ball back and come towards half-forward. Mitchell short if he wants him. He goes there now. Good kick, too. Mitchell takes the mark and plays on at centre wing. Goes the right foot kick. Terrible kick. Bott takes the mark for Bell Post still at half-back. 2 straight goals, 12 Bell Post still. Thomson yet to score.
So Bott comes wider and finds Nathan Lewis. So his first real touch of the game here now. Backward to centre wing. Lewis, a good kick of the football. Doesn't have any long options, so he's looking for sideways movement. That's where he's going to go. He's going to go towards Martin. Set him a task as Wallace is going back with him. So it's a nice kick. Or Martin stopped to look then. I don't know what he's heard the call from Fantella, but he's actually ended up with the ball. Fantella steps back inside the right foot, finds Farah in the middle of the ground. Has time to steady. Gets around Lennon. Goes on the left foot now and goes to centre half forward. Long kick in. Kavka's up. Doesn't take the mark. Good spoil from behind. At ground level, it's Alice again with pace. Picks the ball up. Steams towards half forward. Goes looking for Tar, but the kick's not well directed. And Harriet steps across. Takes the mark. Plays on. Goes back to the goal square. Oh, dangerous kick. Is lucky there because Menzies actually grabbed it. And Fursland arrives. Young Mitch Hodgson pulls towards the half-back line, but Menzies now just holding things up. He goes back. Has 2 options. The shorter one is Highland. He's up and running now. So Highland from half-back flank. Kicks towards centre wing. Goes looking for Riley. Bott from behind. Knocks the ball down. Farah's there. Tries to pick the ball up. Does so now. Tackled by McLeod. The ball's going to go over the ground. Will be held in. And I don't think he had much opportunity. Probably a good decision.
He had a couple of seconds, I thought. Could have given away that handball when he first got it.
On true centre wing, Ruckman arrives. Venner, Anderton just protecting the space. Tries to knock it down to Maharis. Goes and gets it himself. Kicks the ball around the corner. Gets some 20 metres. Wallace says he's got hold of Brad Martin's jumper. And Brad Martin, the recipient of the free kick, has Lewis inside the centre square. It's a short kick. And Nathan Lewis with the football. Gregic just over the top. That's where he goes to. Has good balance there. And Brent Gregic with the ball. Again, short kick. So they're playing possession footy, but there's 2 good kicks there. Finds Farah, who's pushed forward to centre. Now steadies up, looking for the next kick. That's the important one. Goes to Kavka again, still in the centre square. So they've gone from the back end of the centre square to the front end of it. Now Kavka loads up and goes wide, looking for Tar. But going back with the fight of the ball is O'Neill, and he takes the mark. So O'Neill, Thomson to turn their defence into some sort of attack. Lowe's looking for Scott, who's against Holzfine, but Holzfine with too much pace takes the mark and plays on, backs himself in. Now he's in trouble, releases the ball. It wasn't correctly done so, and the free kick goes to Chris Scott.
I was actually going to say that's probably a bit of a mismatch, but Chris Scott's done a great effort there to try to tackle him. Just quickly, Ryan Lennon did a great job on Peter Riccardi last week. He's got the job on Nathan Lewis today.
Big job, 2 biggins in a week. That's what he needs to do. But ball now with Pisano. Tackles still strong. Hodgson does well. Gets the handball out, but a head funny. Finds Kavka of Bell Post Hill, who loads up and goes back into the forward line. But standing in the hole is Dale Menzies, and he takes the mark. Goes backward by hand and finds Harriet. And Harriet now transfers play to the far side of the ground and has Costello. Costello just takes the mark and steadies things down. So 8 minutes gone first quarter sees to Bell Post still 2 straight goals. They lead Thomson, who are yet to score, the Grandy Cycle scoreboard.
So he chips it back to Vaughan, still inside defensive 50, wants something to kick to. He just goes long and direct, looking for Wallace on a long lead. Bott gets back there, got a hand to it, couldn't take it with him. Riley the other way. Ball spills free towards Bott again. Handball, throw it back towards Martin. Through the middle, Scott. Also there, Riley got a handball. Free to Wallace, gets it outboard to Highland, back inboard to Todd McLeod, sits for him. He's 65 out now, goes towards Cousin Jackson, who goes against McNamara. 2-on-1. Jenkins gets across there to fight hard with him, and they do well. Bell Post Hill to restrict, and they run away at defensive 50. Jenkins looks for somebody to kick to. He goes on.
Great effort by McLeod.
McLeod followed up, goes towards O'Neill at centre wing. Great tap on though. Came over the top from Pisano to Fursland. Ran through half forward. Right foot kick long towards the 35 metres out from Bell Post Hill's goal. Kavka had it, lost it, didn't take it with him. Venner had it, lost it. Comes the other way. Now they run free. Costello, left foot kick. Back towards the middle. Highland. Thomson on here. The Tigers through the middle. He takes a bounce. He's pretty slow. He needs to get the kick away. He does. Under pressure towards McLeod on a lead. Can't take the mark. McNamara next to him. Jenkins there as well. And the ball spills free out wide towards defensive 50. Fantella gets across there for Bell Post Hill. Handball back inboard. And another great effort was that.
McLeod again.
Yeah, I think it was a free kick.
Yeah, he's been rewarded with a free kick.
Yep.
Great effort there. Yeah, we saw before he just laid attempted to smother on the other side of the ground. He's run over to the other side of the ground to lay a tackle there. So Jackson McLeod has switched on today. That's
more
for sure.
urgency in the Thomson side the last couple
There
of
is, isn't there?
55 out goes towards the centre, goes towards Wallace. Martin against him. Wallace got a hand to it, couldn't take the mark. Roved off the back of the pack. They've got the numbers if they can get it out. Mitchell into the goal square to Riley. Will kick the goal. He's kicked the goal. So John Mitchell has put the first on the board for Thomson. And as the boys said, have been pretty good in the last couple of minutes to hold Bellpost Hill.
Venner up against Anderton, so these two blokes will do majority of the work, I would think, for most of the day. Thrown in the air, Anderton this time over the top, picked up there by Highland, goes backwards and finds O'Neill coming from that back flank, kicks wide, looking for young Hodgson. Oh, he does well, positions himself well. Got the mark, free kick, name it, you got it. So young Mitchell Hodgson now has players leading further afield, goes inboard, looking for Jackson McLeod again. He's out, that's what he does best.
It's a great kick.
In front of his eyes. My boy. He's very cool in the situation, young Mitchell Hodgson. Did that well. Had Wallace leading one way, which probably would have been the best way, because you get a game next week, kicking to the coach.
Great mark by McLeod as well there. The kick was fantastic, but McLeod ran to position beautifully. Strong hands that we all know he has.
Before the game, he was kicking from outside 50
He
years,
was.
so
Yep.
range, not a problem. Just a matter of the accuracy, and he was doing that also before the game. So Jackson McLeod, a chance to level things up here. Comes in, gets to 45. It's a nice looking kick. He doesn't put much effort into it. It's going to have enough carry and it goes straight back over the umpire's head. So Jackson McLeod gets his first early in the first quarter. It moves them along to 2 goals. Bell
Going to fall over. They can't keep going at this pace. Back to the middle. Anderton up against Venner. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Favours Venner. Gets both hands to it. Coming off the line, Pisano couldn't take it with him. Handball out to Mitchell, going to be under pressure from Fursland. Ran him into the ground. Did he drop it, said the umpire? Held to him.
Good call.
And we'll have a ball up. Good call, bad call.
Good call.
Good call.
Good call. So
Accurate
ball up.
call.
3.
Accurate.
Green light. Green light for the umpire.
So a ball up in between wing and half forward. Belpo still just into attack. All that into the ground. Anderton got it down, but only as far as Pisano, who's been good in the first term. Right foot kick, deep into attack. Coming out, Tar got a hand to it. Rove, front and centre. Kavka did well. Over the top of the pack. And ball spills free again. Thomson had the numbers. Comes towards Harriet. Nobody does. Now they do. Handball came out from Costello towards O'Neill. Going to get a shepherd from Riley. And he breaks free at defensive 50. Goes outside, out towards centre wing on the outer side. Wallace doesn't sit for him. Martin having a great tussle, the two of them. Martin, fantastic. Play back to Gergich. He got it back towards Martin. He's under pressure from Wallace, but the two of them, 2-on-1, they work well. Across half back. Handball towards Sean Lewis. Then he gets it back to Gergich off a step. Terrible kick out of bounds on the ball. So they did all the right stuff.
And the big Anderton's gone to the goal square.
So the ball goes towards half forward, off the back of the pack. Wallace, if it sits for him, I don't think it's going to. It runs away from him at half forward. He was away if it had a sat up.
It's the compromise.
Oh, yeah. Maharis in the ruck contest, over the back of the pack now. Bellpost two of their numbers. Bott runs free. Across half back, goes towards Barton just on the ground, falls short of Jenkins. He takes the mark, 2-on-1. The Panthers, they had the numbers. Jenkins at half back, chips the ball over the top to the big fella just on the ground. Gardner stands the mark. And Barton from defensive centre wing goes long towards half forward. Pile on a lead. Punched away front and centre from Costello was good. The no-look handball was
Not so good.
untidy. Goes back towards Costello across half-back. And Kavka. Kavka runs away, picks it up, runs straight into Sean O'Neill and drops the foot in. So that is just silly play. Thought he was a battering ram there for a minute, I think, Rob Kavka. And Sean O'Neill will take the free kick at centre half-back. Thought about Dale Menzies. Now thinks about it again and says it's okay. Dale Menzies takes the mark. He chips the ball. Terrible kick to Hodgson. Sets him a task. Jenkins against him. Gardner come in. It rides the bump. Hodgson over the top of it. Dragged it back in. Needs to be careful. Gardner over on hands and knees. Got it away to Wallace. Got it back to Menzies off a step. Towards half forward. Maharis. Gergich behind him. Good play, Gergich. He's had the better of Maharis so far in the first term. And
Harris there, just
a boundary throw in. Right half forward flank. Thomson into attack.
getting acquainted with Matthew Bott. Not much in it though. Although, now I know why he might have got to be angry. There's blue blood, or it's not in his knee though, so I don't know.
For Bellpost Hill, Martin Curtis to come on for Thomson. He's throwing right half forward. Peacock up against Barton. Barton tries to tap it to the back of the pack. Holes find a run onto it. Does well at half back. Breaks away with a right foot kick. Pile on a long lead. Doesn't sit for him though. Falls past him. Mitchell comes out of the way. Fursland though shows some pace. Kicks it off the ground towards Kavka. Can't take it with him though. And turning around, Costello has got the job on him. And it will sit for him if it does. Fursland's right next to him. He gets around though. Does well. And breaks free at half back and goes long towards centre wing. Terrible kick off the boot. Falls at the back towards Riley. Sits in his arms. Gets rid of it. And playing against him there was Sean Lewis, who did pretty well. Needs some support now. They bottle it up between wing and half forward. The umpire says he'll have it. We'll have a ball up, as I said, on the outer side. Half forward flank. 2 straight goals, 12 apiece. Bell Post still on Thomson middle stage of the first term.
The Thomson players use their bodies so well, don't they? It doesn't matter how old they are or how long they've been at the club, they're all just fantastic use of the body. I suppose that's helping them at the moment, seeing as Bell Post are probably, for the most part, a quicker side than them.
So Peacock knocked the ball down. It was another clearance there from Sean Lewis, and Bell Post still emerged with a free kick. Goes back inside now and finds Gergic. So Gergic takes the mark in the centre square, goes towards the half-forward line. Lewis is in front. It has too much weight on it. Coming out is Tar. Takes the mark and plays on. Tar spins, goes back towards the goal square. Oh, behind. I'm not too sure who that player was. No, you can't claim that, Andrew Venner. The ball goes to Pyle. Pyle on the left foot goes round the corner, and Jamie Pyle has got his third goal of the quarter, and Bell Post still third. But you'll see. Young Tim Barton did real well last week in the ruck. This time Peacock knocks the ball down. He also does well. Kicked off the ground by Bott coming the other way. Goes towards centre wing. Jones leads in the race for the ball. He picks it up, collects it, goes back by hand. Running player from behind is Henry. He kicks round the corner to the half-forward line. Gets past Wallace. Martin now leads in the race for the ball. Needs to collect it. Does so. Curtis arrives and puts pressure on. Now Riley's there. Good clean pick-up. Can't get through the contest though. It's picked up by Martin to Bott. And he goes short and fights Bezzano. Umpire call for a play on there. I don't know whether it didn't travel the correct distance, but he goes out wide. And the running player from behind is Carter. And Carter takes the ball on centre wing.
Not very big, is he?
Carter looking back inside there. I don't know whether it's a place to go to Sean Lima, but he picks the ball up now and kicks the ball. Goes in towards the half-forward line. Again, Pyle from behind. Peacock stands his ground, but Pyle gets the ball from the front of the contest. Goes to May, who kicks off a step. Goes round the boundary line, and Henry knocks the ball over, and it's gone too far, actually. And Mark Henry will have the back flank for the Thomson side. Asked to call on, play on by the umpire now. Kicks back towards centre wing. Peacock's the man he's going to, but Barton arrives and knocks the ball again over the boundary line. So it's up. The ball thrown back into play. May at the back just takes it out of the contest, runs away from Mitchell, kicks in towards the half-forward line. Manzi's in the best position there, and he comes out and takes a strong mark. Mitchell leads for him, but he goes by hand across to O'Neill, and he kicks the ball 50 metres round the boundary line. Wallace on a real strong lead up, takes the mark, knocked off his feet there, could have been nearly 50 in normal games it might have been. Goes inside to Curtis, now to Hodgson, can't get the half volley, picked up there by Jenkins. He feeds the balls to Barton. Curtis comes in and takes him. It's nice clean pick up again by Hodgson. Handballs ends up with Maharis. He runs on that favoured level foot and goes towards McLeod. This time he doesn't pick it up in the half volley, but Nathan Lewis is back to support. Goes to Bott by hand and now wider to Lima, who comes out of half back, takes a bounce, kicks the ball back inside. Dangerous kick, doesn't get to Martin, but it does now. Handball goes to May. May backwards to Lewis, and this is Nathan. Kicks from the half back line, goes towards half forward. No one there. Just loads up, goes to the boundary line, and that's what he'll find.
Just need to bring the ball to this side of the ground. We had a great start now, but then sort of just petering out to a few throw-ins again. Get it back in the middle of the ground.
Ball's still moving up and down the ground fairly quickly, so as you said, it'll be a test of some wheels later in the day, I would think. Let's hope it doesn't get to 35, but no chance of that. Highland comes out of defence, kicks the ball, goes looking for Anderton. Does well, a big fella. Can't get the first one, but it went back and collected it the second time. Spins around, goes to centre half forward. Good tap away there by Lima, finds Jenkins. Jenkins now from the half back line, kicks wide. I think he's going too wide. It's going to head towards the boundary line. Carter's there, does well, picks it up. Steps back inside and goes into centre square. Lewis standing by himself. Running player is Gergic. Comes past. Good Shepherd there. Ball's now kicked into the half-forward line, and Jamie Pyle out in a strong lead. Takes the mark again. Has Tar, but opts to go short for Lewis. Oh, Harriet read that well. Slipped in the old fella. Goes out looking for Highland. Gets it on the half-volley. Tackle there by Barton. Releases the ball to Peacock. Peacock goes back to Harriet on the left foot. Goes towards centre wing and finds Jones. So Jones in space by himself has one bounce. Takes the second bounce. Now gets towards the point of the square. Ticks back inside Maharis by himself. In between the centre square and half-forward line. Kicks wide again. Favours that left foot a fair bit on the run, Maharis. Goes to McLeod. He didn't took the mark, but he goes back and collects it. Chips out to Anderton. Anderton runs inside 50. Loads up, goes towards the goal square. Oh, I think it was touched by Jenkins. It nearly got through there because a good shepherd there from Riley.
He got two at once.
Looked to go to the outer side. Yeah, they have played that side for most of the first term, but no, he does. He comes this side, goes wide, looking for Bott, finds him, uncontested, takes the mark, still inside defensive 50. Could chip it over the top to Pisano at 50, takes the mark in front of Noel Riley. So just holding up play now, not much to kick to. He can chip over the top to Bott. No, he's covered now. Barton to give him a lead. Anderton. It'll be John Mitchell. Anderton's got his name on it. And goes up, can't take the mark. Mitchell in the front to Highland. Handballs it further afield to Nick Maharis. Can turn around. 55 out and load up with the right foot. He should kick left foot, I think, but he's been felled after the got rid of the kick. Probably trapped
on the ground to take a shot from. As far as this scoring end is concerned, we probably have the wind behind him when he's running in.
So Noel Riley comes in. Right foot kick, missed everything.
He's proved that theory wrong.
Out of bounds on the full on the opposite side. Well,
he's definitely the attacking side, but that's
just put it
that side of the ground. So it might have a lot to do with the height of the goalpost. It might be a bit of an illusion from when we're sitting as to when they go in.
Plays onto himself, goes outside 50, a nice long kick, goes towards Carter now on the boundary line, runs it towards the boundary line, and the ball will go over to be thrown back into play. So not much time left in this first quarter. Umpire about to throw the ball in between centre wing and the half forward line. Thompson's attacking into the ground, but again on that far side, not the attacking side, but ball comes out, picked up there by Sano, goes inside, and Highland, he intercepts the ball and plays on, goes quickly back towards McLeod out in front. Well, it's a bit of a push there. He's probably been unlucky not to get a free kick there. Handball comes from McLeod to Curtis, kicks round the corner, goes towards the forward pocket and hits the post. This is the hind post, and it's out of bounds on the full. Quickly have players inside. He chips back inside, goes towards Kafta. Lewis is there with him, and this both Nathan and Sean. So Nathan ends up with the ball, kicks towards the player in Gigic, goes over the top of his head.
Not happy with the kick.
Buffer not happy with the kick, as you heard from the thingo. The ball's going through there to Mitchell, and now ends up with Curtis. So Curtis steadies himself on centre wing and loads up, goes towards Wallace. Last week he would have grabbed this week. This time he misses, but the handball from McLeod's good. Goes to Wallace, dribbles one towards the square. Which way will it bounce? Jenkins does well and taps it through for a minor score.
I think he was covering both bases there. Wallace, he was dribbling it through, so if it got through the...
Now for the Panthers. Can go to bot wide again. He goes in that direction. Takes the same mark as the same spot as the last time that Nathan Lewis kicked in.
He's racking up the Supercoach points out there.
He's got nothing to kick to. He's standing there with his arms wide open going, lead for me. He goes up the line towards Adam Vaughan, who plays for Thomson. And he takes the mark in front of Barton. 55 out. Not without a chance, Adam Vaughan. Can kick a footy.
Can give it a good roost.
Can give it a roost. He's 55. He'll probably be kicking from nearly 60.
Well, he's got the Brett Lee run-up going, so he's going to take off from the hangar on the airport. So
he might do the Eddie Hocking and try and play around the man on the mark. You old enough to know who Eddie Hocking is?
No. I thought it was funny either way.
Break. It's all right. Comes in now, right foot kick, 60 out, goes along with the kick. He has unfortunately just missed. It was all right for distance.
80s pointer.
First quarter scoreboard.
So Nathan Lewis, as he's done before, kicks to himself, plays on outside the square, goes out wide. This time Barton, he doesn't take the mark, but the quarter time siren has sounded here at St Albans Reserve, and we'll see Bellpost Till go in at 3 goals straight 18. They lead Thomson 2 goals for 16. Goal kickers for Bellpost Hill, Jamie Pyle with all 3, and for Thomson, Jackson McLeod 1, John Mitchell 1.
2 points of difference at quarter time, 3 straight goals for both those players, Vanna and Anderton. Favours Anderton at the back, gets it away, handballed it free. Set a task for Henry, couldn't take it with him, tapped back towards O'Neill, came the other way, holds fine, runs through, gets a right foot kick towards half forward. Kavka in front, good mark, used the body beautifully, took the mark in front of Costello. Goes now, sets it up for Tar from behind. Did he give a shove to Harriet? The umpire said no, he didn't. And Justin Tar will shoot for goal from 35 metres out, slight angle.
I think what saved him there is that he used his shoulder, not his hands. It was definitely in the back, but it was more of a nudge with the upper part of his body. If he had his hand out there, I reckon it would have been pinged, but just using his body probably helped him out there. Now he's got his shot on goal. Tommy Harriet, not too happy about the call though.
So Justin Tar, 35 metres out. Slight angle for Bellpost Hill's quick start in the second term. He comes in.
Dale's marked it in.
Jeez. Well, he better not mark it in because it's 3 for 1 behind.
You got some wide out there?
That was always going to happen as soon as you did that, Tail. 3-1-19. 3-1-19, Bellpost Hill Thomson. 2-4-16, Common Affine Hotel, second quarter.
That's why he didn't say anything.
Martin Curtis got the ball and kicked it straight up the middle of the ground. He found Costello, who chips back into the middle of the ground. He set Jones a task as Tars got back there. He does well and knocks the ball forward.
That's right.
Bit of a flick, yeah. Unfortunately, come off the ground and was called for it. And a free that they structured up. But now he loads up and goes back into the forward line. This time goes looking towards Pyle. Numbers with Thomson. Knocked down by Denman, picked up by Menzies. Needs to release it, does so. Costello, quick hands out the back to Harriet. He's under pressure today too. So the ball's now in the hands of Kavka. Goes to Rob May. Stops, props, kicks off one step again, and he has missed. So Rob May's first shot at goal is a minor. 3 goals, 2 to Bellpost Hill. So some early scoring opportunities, both to the minor side. but O'Neill plays onto himself and goes out wide. Great kick, finds Henry outside 50. So Mark Henry decided to play on. I thought he was going to go on, but he decided to slow things up, just indicating he's going to go around the boundary line. Went short, went looking for Highland, but was over his head, and Venner just come in and spoil it, knocks it straight back to the boundary line. So not a good kick.
Very unlucky. I'd say rather very lucky there. Thomson shows the intensity of the game that Tommy Harriott had the fumbles there. If Robbie Mayer was unable to kick the goal though, and I suppose he didn't punish that fumble, but it shows how nervous all the players are out there with finals footy about.
So the ball comes out of the content zone. That with David Holzfein, who goes back towards the forward line. Tommy Harriott this time comes out, takes the mark, kicks across the face of goal. Costello has time and space, turns around and takes the mark. Has players short if he wants to go to Big Anderton, but I don't think he's going to go there. Asking for players to run Tommy Harriott from behind the general. We called him last week. He did really well, but this time he just chips the ball, goes towards the half-back line. Lewis is there, does well. Ball comes down. Robbie May cleans up, handballs over the top. Goes looking for Nathan Lewis. Lewis just decides to tap it towards Fursland. Robbie May's there to assist again. Goes back to Lima. Gets around and just steps around him. Now loads up. Goes inside 50. Tar's coming out. Going back as Anderton. Venner's on the ground. Must have fell over something.
Big men.
Picked up there by Holzfein. Spins, turns, kicks back towards goal. Screws it back. Oh. Yeah, that's a great goal. David Holzfein kicks his first goal of the afternoon.
So back to the middle. 10 points of difference. Venner and Anderton. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Favours Venner, goes up, gets it down to the side of the pack. Highland, though, runs through the middle. Customary does so. Can he pick it up, though? He can't. Lima comes in, pushes him off the footy. Todd McLeod follows it up for Thomson. Gets back around, handball, back inboard to Highland. Under pressure from May, got the handball free to Riley. 60 out, goes along with the kick. Jenkins and Hodgson going to favour Jenkins. He's been pretty good this afternoon, Dale Jenkins.
Been good all year.
And he chips the ball across to Gergich. Face the goal, just takes the mark under pressure from Wallace.
Lucky.
In the left back pocket for Bell Post Hill. So Brent Gergich chips the ball back in looking for Sean Lewis. Takes the mark. Around 3 Thomson players. Still inside defensive 50. Chips it outboard to Brad Martin. Still at half back. Got Pisano short. He chips it further afield to Lima. Takes the mark. Point of the centre square at half back. Thought about the chip to Pisano, but it doesn't. They bring the ball along the line towards Venner and Anderton. Over their head, through to Nathan Lewis. Over the top to Fursland, tapped it on it intelligently. Kavka tapped it on as well, beautifully. Towards Pyle, Alice to run into it at 50. Little right foot kick out, looking for Fursland and also Tar, but Harriott fills the hole.
Tar not happy.
And he goes to the outer side looking for O'Neill. It's over his head, but he's got 10 metres. Now Pyle comes in, bears down on him pretty quickly, in fact, and gets away and should get a free kick. No, the umpire said play on Deneman now. He gets the handball free. Towards Todd McLeod on centre wing on the outer side. It comes off the feet of Fantella and kept it in, but then he didn't. He kicked it out of bounds on the full, so possibly.
Round 2, guys. I suppose footage is just going to get better and better the more we go into finals. All the intricate little flicks and knock-ons that the players are able to set up for their teammates makes it a great viewing.
Short kick. Okay, 2 finds Henry. In fact, it's Lennon, I think.
No, you're right. I think it's
Is it Henry? Yeah, Henry. Henry on centre wing, high and not very long because it holds up in the breeze. Lennon comes at it now. Menzies is there, Holland's there as well. Falls to the side of the pack. Gergich across on centre wing. Oh, it bowls a couple of Bell Post Hill players over. Ellis was the last one now. Comes to May. Little left foot kick around the corner. And gained 40 or so metres, but kicked it out of bounds on the full. And Thomson will do it all again from that half-back position. This time Dale Menzies with the footy. He chips the ball. Terrible kick off the boot. Goes towards Nick Maharrison. He hits him in the head. He goes, puts his head over it, and he probably hatches it. I think he's in trouble. No, the ball, he's lucky. The ball's had to come back.
Where is the ball?
The umpire's getting pedantic about the man on the mark. So, luckily for Thomson, they still got the footy with Dale Menzies.
Oh, goodness.
So, let's see if this time's better. He goes with the right foot kick. He just pops it up. And in front, well, it falls into the arms of Gergich. His handball goes towards Lima. He's wrapped up. Curtis breaks away. Got the handball free, but only as far as Fantella. Left foot kick back to whence it came. Highland gets across there. Handball to Menzies. Sets him a task. He's not up to it. Coming across also Kavka. Uses the body. Keeps the ball in front. Then he tries to get the handball free to Pisano. And I think the boundary line might win on this occasion. It will. It's still on half forward on the outer side for Bell Post Hill. They're leading 4-2-26. Thomson 2-4-16.
So boundary umpire about to restart play. Big men, both there. Anderton knocks the ball to the front of the contest, picked up by Kavka, went to handball, then stepped back inside and kicked the ball in towards full forward. Harriott playing out in front of Tar.
Kick every day of the week.
One Ellis needs to pick the ball up, doesn't do so. Picked up there by Tar, needs to release it. Does so, goes towards Pyle and Lewis. Lewis picks the ball up, has time, steadies, kicks round the corner, but can't bring it back far enough. So Nathan Lewis, a minor score.
That is
4 goals, 3. That time they wouldn't have got 3 green lights, but they got a free kick from the fence now. And a kick out from full back. O'Neill goes to the pocket and finds Harriet. Harriet chips the ball back inside Highland. So back in the centre corridor now, 20 metres out from the Bellpost Hill goal. Player out wide, Costello. It's got kick. Favour. It's probably a bit too much elevation in the kick, and Travis Fursland arrives and knocks the ball high. About to put the ball back into play. As I said, Venner takes front spot in the ruck contest, switches the ball, heads back towards Lewis. Gardner's also coming in. Both players are knocked over the boundary line.
The two of them.
There'll be no sidestepping anyway.
No, they'll be straight at it.
So the ball back in again, once again, Anderton this time knocks the ball to the back of the contest. Highland plucks it out of Sean Lewis's hands, tries to avoid the tackle. I don't think he had much opportunity there, boys, and the umpire will come in and start play once again. Just outside forward 50. Highland getting himself off the ground.
Interesting to see whether he still is carrying an injury or not, because it's been a bit quiet, seeing as how well he's been playing throughout the year.
This time, Sean Lewis does a ruck back because that's the way the umpire threw the ball. Went to Todd McLeod, went to Timmy Gardner, went to Christian Highland, held on to without the ball. Players arrive. This time it's in the back, and a free kick's going to be given. And Spuddy Highland will get himself off the ground and get the free kick. So players start to run from behind, but a little bit too early because he's still getting up. So Highland now drives the ball towards centre wing, goes looking towards Wallace. Fursland's there, Martin also, ball gets down to the front of the contest, the players overrun it, picked up by Ellis who turns, runs back in towards forward 50, goes long, looking for Pyle, going back Menzies, Pyle tried to claim it, kicked round the corner, found Venner handball back inside, Ellis arrives.
What's he doing?
He didn't want to kick the goal, wanted to give it to Pyle because his name's already in the book, but Pyle loads up and goes towards goal and is offline.
He was running through an open goal there.
4 goals for to Bellpost Hill, 2 goals for Thomson. And we've gone some 10 minutes, second quarter, Commodore Finn Hotel scoreboard.
Anderton kicks it in and kicks it to Highland, gives it back to Anderton in the goal square. The big fella, he chips it back towards Highland. They've gained 20 metres. He's still in the back pocket for Thomson.
Ellis was running into an open goal there, and he did a U-turn around looking for Pyle.
Pushes it across the face of goal. Riley takes the mark. Last line of defence, runs away, goes out wide. And Thomson outside 50 now. They chip the ball over the top towards Wallace on centre wing. Against Fantella, takes the mark.
His work rate's phenomenal.
It is, isn't it? Nick Rewald of the GDFL.
Got it from Harriet. Wallace has taken it. So Glenn Wallace around the corner towards Adam Vaughan, who's got 20 metres in front of his opponent, but unfortunately the ball spills out. 2-4-16. Bellpost Hill 4-4-28. 12 points of difference.
Speaking of sidesteps, I think we might have just saw one just before from Sean O'Neill. I think he heard someone coming at him before he didn't put his head over the footy, which he probably should have.
The ball comes back into play, and the umpire says it's held in the pack. So we'll have a ball up. Tim Gardner getting up, handing the ball back to the umpy. Still at half forward. On the outer side, Barton came at it, got it down. Roved at the side of the pack by Highland. Over the top of it, needs to get rid of it. Does, and only as far as out of bounds. So we'll have another boundary throw in. Still in between wing and half forward on the outer side. Thomson just into attack.
Weather can't make up its mind, as per usual.
Yes, starting to rain again here at St Albans Reserve. Gardner over the back from the contest, from the ruck contest. Pack develops, handball comes out to O'Neill. And he breaks away and runs with the right foot. Kick was into David Holzfine, who smothered and then picked it up at Highland, not letting him go anywhere. Oh, gee whiz. Good tackle by Highland, but did he have prior?
He had a chance. Okay. He got it.
All right.
Yeah, I think he tried to step
you would, in that situation, you would run and carry, but he did have technically had
Green
prior.
light. Highland chips the ball over the top to Nick Maharis on a long lead. 65 out from goal. He's got Lennon long. He goes in that direction, but it's going to hold up. Wallace gets there as well. Lennon did well. Used the body handball. Well, thought about the handball to Hodgson.
Should have done it.
Probably better that he didn't.
No.
We'll shoot for goal from 25 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Can't blame him.
Been a bit quiet, your man, in the second quarter.
Hey, he's up. He's up.
So Ryan Lennon will now shoot for goal from 20 metres out, 45-degree angle. Looks pretty good off the boot, straight through the middle. So first goal to him this afternoon, third to Thomson. They go to 3.
This is where Thomson made their mark last week. They worked well into the breeze. They probably get to steal another goal here. Their quarter's not all that bad. The short pass goes up and it finds Vaughan. So Vaughan with the football. Now looks down further. Options of Peacock. Ryan Lennon's right in the goal square, thinks he can kick at 75. Actually, I'll tell you what, he's kicked at 65, just a 10 metres short, but Martin cleans up from the defence, goes out wide looking for Fantella, needs to pick the ball up, does so now, steps back inside.
Oh, that's
good tackle there, nice tackle there. The ball is released and it goes towards the boundary line. It's gone over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play, so it's really well.
McNamara with Vaughan. I think McLeod might be off the ground for a moment.
So the ball thrown back into play. Barton against the big fella in Peacock, picked up there by Sean Lewis. Seems to get a lot of crumbs around those centre contests. Goes back to Bott. Now loads up, goes towards centre wing. It's a 1-on-2. Lewis tries to knock the ball towards the boundary line of Pisano. Picked up there by O'Neill. Goes back to Anderton, who kicks the ball back inside. He's a good kick for a big fella. Finds a smiling assassin in Peacock. Peacock goes to Riley. Riley goes back looking to Vaughan. So Vaughan now steadies, goes out wide, sets a task for Wallace because Martin's right with him. So two players working hard against each other. This time Wallace kicks the ball off the ground and goes over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. So the ruck work this time, Barton. Wallace is going to do the ruck work for Thomson. Barton just knocked the ball back to the centre corridor. No, that's the way to go, but Farrers ran there, picked the ball up, kicked out wide, went over the top of Fantella, so McLeod now leads in the race for the ball. Takes it with his left hand, runs back inside. Good tackle. Brent Gergic worked hard from behind and got him, Todd McLeod, that is, just as he's about to kick the ball. So Grigic now kicks the ball back towards centre wing. Again, the kicks not really giving their teammates a much chance because this time O'Neill arrives and knocks the ball away from him. His handball back inside was poor. The ball was picked up there by O'Neill. Cal says the skills are poor out there on the ground, and I agree at the moment, mate. The ball might be just a little bit slippery, but Sean Lewis has got a free kick. Didn't see what it was for, but he's now kicked the ball.
He slipped over too. He thought someone had knocked him over as he was kicking it, but it was the...
Goes towards his brother on the half-forward line. So Nathan with time and space kicks the ball up, chips back to centre half-forward. Good work there from Harriet. Knocks the ball down. Costello comes in to assist. Handballs over the top. Picked up there by Henry. Slammed it on the left foot and went straight into Holzfine then, but he's up and right. The ball's now kicked out towards the wing. Coming through is Vaughan. Matthew McNamara. Highland puts his head over the ball and a free kick.
Green light.
What about the steps on the ground? It sounds like a horse race when they're all running at it. It's that hard?
So Highland now, just ball back inside. Lennon's made some good space for himself. Can run through the middle of the ground. Kicks towards half forward. The Assassins now. The smiling assassin. Right,
Mr. Red of the football field if we're talking horse.
Clicks the ball towards half forward. That's better. Glenn Wallace. That's what we'd like to see. That's what we'd like to see, but that's what he did last week and did so well. Wally thought he was going to sneak away.
He's saying he was behind the mark, which is a fair point, but I suppose once the umpire blows their whistle, it's hard to...
But he hadn't blown the whistle, though.
Yeah, I think he had, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know. It was pretty smart, wasn't it?
So Glenn Wallace, he's looking for options further afield, goes towards jump
options.
It's a great kick, and the young fella does well.
And 50.
I'm just thinking here he might be. There's a fair chance. The umpire says...
There it is! The crowd sucked him in.
They went up there, didn't they?
Yeah, I loved it.
So they're all on the wagon.
They're on the Hodgson wagon.
Superstar.
Oh.
Where's Brad Birchall today, Cal?
Mitchell Hodgson.
Nowhere, that's where he's
kicks the goal. The young fella, he's a good little kid. And he's kicked his fourth. And
the Thomson side are
all square in the preliminary final. Second term, Barton goes up with Peacock. Both get a hand to it. Falls to Fursland. Gets away just Gardner got a quick tackle on him. Goes across half forward. Alice runs onto it. 50 metres out. Right foot kick to the teeth of goal. Venner against Costello. Runs away from both of them. Still in the field of play. Now it's out. And out of bounds to the left forward pocket for Bell Post Hill.
It's good when things like that spark a game into action. All of a sudden it's a hot footy again, and
it had gone a bit flat, a little bit
flat.
Yep,
definitely agree with that.
So boundary throw in. Panthers into attack. Southern into the ground. Venner up against Peacock. Favours Venner coming across Pisano towards the front of the pack dangerously for Nathan Lewis. Tapped through by Henry.
In all seriousness, if there was anyone else that done that, he would not have gone down.
O'Neill plays onto himself and kicks it in, gets it towards Costello, runs onto it at defensive 50, gets away from Holzfine, away from Barton, measures a pass in the middle towards Todd McLeod, takes the mark, Peacock in support. They've opened up at half forward, Hodgson gives him a lead, he goes in that direction, Maharis as well comes out, takes it at the second attempt, can't take the mark, off hands, kick off the ground by Carter, the sergeant, kicks it wide and it's okay. Pisano to run onto it, Denneman to come the other way, they're going to clash. Pisano just gets there, left foot kick around the corner's okay, Tar picks it up on his bootstraps, gets it back towards Casino on the ground and just takes the mark under pressure from Gardner, 60 metres out from goal. And 50.
Bad call.
Bad
unnecessary call.
Red light.
Red light. No green.
And Alice Kazina will come down and shoot for goal from 10 metres out directly, and will nearly, well, Jesus, short 50. He's going to be kicking from about 25.
Yeah, he hasn't been too generous there, has he? I suppose Timmy Gardner's he should know better than that. Even though it wasn't much in it, you don't hang on to players after they take a mark.
So Kazina comes in straight in front, and he has kicked the goal. He's pretty happy. The goal umpire comes back to the middle, so Kazina kicks his...
20 minutes in, second quarter, ball thrown in the air, Barton up against Peacock, Barton this time over the top, knocks the ball forward, coming off centre wing, Jones arrives, tries to knock it back into the contest. Pyle also tried to kick the ball off the ground. It's been picked up in the middle of the ground, and then players just converge. And the umpire comes in and takes possession of it. So the ball's only travelled some 10 metres from that first throw in, or throw up. And the ball now with the umpire again, does it. Peacock taps it down. Doesn't get much distance in it. Gardner's working hard. Farah's also there. The ball goes forward. Thompson's way at half forward. Curtis goes back and collects it, needs support, flicks the ball out wide, goes towards Peacock, doesn't get a favourable bounce, and Pyle cleans up for Bellpost Hill, chips back into Ellis, who's been good with his pace, through the centre of the ground, kicks in, goes towards half forward, punch from behind by Henry, picked up by Justin Tarr doing the roving work, goes towards the forward position. Harriet comes out and meets the ball. Now it's a bit slippery. Alice needs to get rid of it. Does so. Releases it towards Tarr. Has time to steady now. Steps back inside. Has players there. Has a lineup of players. And Daniel Farah, he takes the mark. So Farah, he's 45 metres out from goal. Decides to chip short. Goes into Alice. Oh, and that will be 50.
They might just spark a few people into action. Travis Furson's come in for a while too.
Don't know what this is stupid. Why was they going to contest it? They got a 50-metre penalty.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. No one thinks you're tough when you go in and do that. It's happened. You got the free kick, let it go.
So Alice not as well as he wanted to be when he gets up. He says, I'm going to give it to someone else. And Jamie Pyle says, thank you.
He was pretty quick, wasn't he?
There's one. So Jamie Pyle from the goal square will go back and kick goal number 4 for Bellpost Hill. He loads up. He goes long.
Points just steadied after Thomson kicked a couple. They've got a couple back. They lead by 13 points. Peacock gets it down, does his own roving, goes to the back. Blott gets it, picks it up, handball. Wasn't great. Riley through the middle. His handball wasn't great either. Scott, there's a bit of pressure in the middle now. Goes towards Gardner. He's over the top of it, needs to get rid of it. He's hatched it. The umpire says, oh, held to him, lucky. Ball up centre square. Just forward to the centre circle for Thomson. Big pack around the ball. Peacock and Barton to do the ruck work. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Peacock gets it down, rove by Gardner, handball, fresh air shot in the end pretty much. Now Pyle, little left foot kick might be okay to Holes find. Handballs at free, coming the other way, Lennon. Scott over the top of it as well, put his head on the line. Umpire says, and I think he'll have it. This time it's forward to the centre circle for Bellpost Hill, going to about 40 metres. We'll have another ball up. Close to half time. Bellpost Hill 13 points in the lead.
Venner and Tarr both forward for Bellpost Hill. Lewis down there as well.
Peacock got it down. Good 20-metre thump, but nobody there for Thomson. Riley to run onto it. Lima's there as well. Does well to protect the footy, then can't pick it up. Riley, he overruns it as well. Got Highland in support. Got one high, said the umpire. So Thomson to take the free kick. Noel Riley handballs it off quickly to Highland. Right foot kick across half forward. Nick Maharis has to stand and wait over his head. Jenkins comes off his man and reads the play. Chips it back towards 50. And Shane Lima takes the mark. And half back. Chips the ball over the top towards Barton in the middle. Takes the mark. So back into the centre square, Tim Barton. Ooh, kicks it up high, brings rain. Kazina's there underneath it for Menzies. Taps over the back. Now the kick towards half forward. Mitchell to run onto it. Does well. Gains 10 metres with the handball over the top to Menzies. Now he drives it towards centre wing. Vaughan has got a paddock if it sits for him. The big fella. He takes it now. 75 metres out, goes long towards McLeod. Going to have a couple against him over the back of the pack if it sits for Todd McLeod. All roved. Handball under pressure. And Gardner puts the tackle on. The umpire says... Red light! And holding the ball it is. So Timmy Gardner will shoot for goal from 30 metres out directly in front.
You can just tell he got that Scotty.
He got the Scott, didn't he? He got the Scott. So Tim Gardner, who... over his career has been a lot better on the run, can I tell you, than kicking from set shot.
I don't think it was a horrific call, but I wouldn't have paid it. He did have. I think
Not
he dragged
a
it.
bad
He dragged it. I don't think there was much time, but he dragged it in. So.
Gardner, 30 metres out directly in front, and there you go. He's missed it. 3 for 1 behind.
It's amazing how that affects players because he's usually such a great kick when he's.
Greg X doing the kicking in from the full back position is obviously just going to go short and then into the back pocket and finds Pyle, who's now at the defensive end of the ground. He's holding things up. Whether they've had the word there's only a couple of minutes to play, I'm not too sure, but the ball's gone in. A short kick. Didn't find Lima, but he's able to get to his feet and pick the ball up and go out towards centre wing. It's a great kick. Probably just had a bit too much on it. Pisano dived, couldn't take the mark, and it's gone over the boundary line. Again, but he'll be right.
Darren Cresswell style.
Yep, the ball back into the pool of play, picked up there by Anderton. Good body work, goes in towards centre half. Vaughan out in front, takes the mark. So again, they're up and running. Thomson kicked the ball in long, go looking for McLeod. Wallace coming back into the same spot. So not good play there from the Thomson forwards, both leading to there. Mitchell picks it up. Player behind the contest. Only has to take the mark. Doesn't get to him on the full. Picks the ball up, goes back towards Gardner. He's tackled, brought down to the tackle. Umpire calls play on. Players put their hands out, but the umpire's going to come in and take possession of the ball 40 metres out from goal directly in front.
There you go, Jonas. I was old enough for that. I saw that when Cresswell did his
Yeah.
I'm not that young.
Yeah.
That scarred me for life.
Yeah.
So the ball thrown up at the true centre half position. There's a free kick given, and this time it goes. Bell post still Wade. Bott's going to be the recipient of the free kick. So Bott, McNamara coming from the field of play. He's a bit sore too, holding an arm.
Shoulder.
And it's not too good, so the ball kicks out, goes to Venner. Kavka running past, gets the kick, goes forward, in towards half forward. Kazina comes out. Menzies, the only one who had eyes for the ball, takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes back inside to Curtis. Curtis out wide, and Jones in space again so he can run and carry if he wants to. And he does. Goes towards the half forward line. A kick, doesn't have enough weight on it, and Jenkins slips in and takes the mark for Bellpost Hill.
I suppose if one person will be happy about McNamara coming off the ground, it'll be Jackson McLeod.
They've got to get Nick Harris off. Can't they run?
I get to one at the gate, waiting for him, but I don't know whether he's heading that way or not. He thinks the ball might be coming back. It'd be better off to stick it off, big fella. That's what he's doing now.
It was.
And they shrugged him off.
So O'Neill transfers play, goes across the centre of the ground, and I don't know who he was looking at, but he's found Venner. He couldn't take the mark. Fentella's there. Big ball. Handed the ball. Big back goal. And the ball goes forward. Picked up there by Lennon. Scoots it back through his legs. Cassina's the recipient of that tunnel ball. Free kick. It goes out the back. Harris coming the other way.
Ellis again.
Great courage there from Ellis. This time Costello. Ball's now with Sean Lewis. He's held off the ball. Handball goes into Ellis. Play on, says the umpire. Advantage. Kicks towards goal. Siren sounds. Half time. Bell Post Hill 6 goals 5 41 lead. Thomson 4 goals 5 29. Goal kickers Jamie Pyle with 4. Holzfine with 1. Casina with 1 for the Thomson side. They're 4 goals.